Home to 126 million people, Japan is one of the most important countries in modern era, has the fourth biggest economy in the world, one of the most important technological industries, and a really influential culture. This archipelago is and has been a powerhouse for centuries. And in this Japanese archipelago of 6,852 islands, in which most of them are uninhabited, these are the biggest and the main ones: Honshu, Hokkaido, Kyushu, and Shikoku. And among these four islands, Honshu is the big dog. It's the biggest one in Japan, being as big as the United Kingdom in size. And as of 2024, it's home to 105 million people. That's more than 80% of Japan's total population. And it makes total sense when the biggest cities like Tokyo, Osaka, Nagoya, Kyoto, and more are on this island. So it's no surprise that Honshu alone contributes for more than 80% of Japan's entire GDP as well. With an economy worth more than $3.5 trillion, Honshu really is the big dog of Japan, and there are clear reasons for that as well. It's the largest island in Japan, providing ample space for agriculture, settlement, and economic activities. And historically speaking, Honshu is home to some of Japan's ancient capital cities as well, such as Kyoto and Nara, which were centered to Japanese culture, politics, and religion for centuries. Plus, Honshu is centrally located among Japan's main islands, making it a natural hub for trade, travel, and communication. So everything in Japan is concentrated in Honshu, from major corporations and industries to culture. But if we go a bit north to Japan's second biggest island, Hokkaido, things are a bit different. It's as big as the island of Ireland and has the population of just more than 5 million. Even the island of Kyushu in the south is smaller than Hokkaido but has more than twice the population at almost 13 million. And even though Hokkaido covers more than 22% of Japan's land area, the island doesn't even contribute for 5% of the population. And on top of that, Hokkaido's population has declined over 5% since its peak in early 2000s. So here we move on to the main topic of this video. Why is Hokkaido so empty? Well, one of the main reasons for this sparse Hokkaido would be the late development of the island itself. Hokkaido was actually the last of Japan's main islands to be heavily colonized and developed. And although there were some indigenous people living in Hokkaido, with Ainu being a significant group, beginning to settle in the island by 13th century, the significant Japanese settlement in Hokkaido began only in late 19th century, during the Meiji era, when government had to encourage people to start moving and settling in Hokkaido. And still, most people were and still are reluctant to move to Hokkaido for good. And it has a lot to do with the geography and the climate of the island. Starting off with the climate, Hokkaido has humid continental climate. So compared to mild continental climate in central and southern Honshu, Hokkaido experiences much harsher climate with really cold and long winters with tons of snow. In fact, Sapporo, the biggest city in Hokkaido, and Aomori, which is pretty close to Hokkaido with the same climate, are the snowiest cities on Earth, with 192 inches and 312 inches of annual snowfall respectively. The climate here in Hokkaido is much harsher than in Honshu, making the agriculture and other activities much more challenging. And over this, the terrain is unforgiving as well, which is also more rugged with mountains, forests, and relatively fewer flat arable land. Plus, Hokkaido is kinda isolated from the core of Japan, separated from Honshu by the Tsugaru Strait, making access historically more difficult for people to migrate into this island. Modern transportation has mitigated this to some extent, but this physical separation still contributes to lower population density of Hokkaido. And this made developing even the basic infrastructure so challenging, making the development of the economy and infrastructure so difficult, which further repels the influx of people into the island. And yeah, economic factor is one of the main reasons for this sparse density of Hokkaido as well. So getting into the economy of the island, agriculture and industry are the main things to contribute to the economy. And while Hokkaido is known for its agriculture, particularly dairy farming and certain crops like wheat, beans, beet, and more, Hokkaido of course isn't anywhere close to the level of industrial production of Honshu. The economic opportunities in Hokkaido are not as diverse or as numerous as those in Honshu, particularly around major cities like Tokyo, Osaka, and Nagoya. And Honshu is home to Japan's major metropolitan areas, which attract people for jobs, education, and lifestyle. Yeah, Hokkaido doesn't have much to offer compared to the other main islands. And Hokkaido has to be able to compete with Honshu or Kyushu in so many ways to attract people inside of the island. But because of all the factors we've discussed so far, it gives no good reason to move to Hokkaido or not to move out of Hokkaido. And of course, a young population would choose to move to the urban area of Honshu, where the climate is a lot better and has numerous opportunities to grow a career. And Hokkaido is often perceived as remote and less central to Japanese culture and economic life. This perception obviously influences people's decision to move or stay there. And oftentimes it leads people out of the island for more jobs, better healthcare, and more economic opportunities, which is continuously contributing to the already declining population of Hokkaido. Yeah, the population of Hokkaido is declining at a significant rate, which is actually the case not only with Hokkaido but the entire country of Japan. An entire video can be made about the insane population decline of Japan, which is a totally different topic, but getting back to Hokkaido, it definitely looks like the low population of Hokkaido isn't going to incline anytime soon. Hokkaido's tourism and industries sometimes contribute to occasional seasonal migration within the island, but the influx of people is still much lower than the migration outside of the island, keeping Hokkaido sparse. So that was it for Hokkaido. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.